Welcome to the Built-in Silence podcast. This is where disciplined people think louder than they speak. Sit back, lock in, and let's break down ideas that make you sharper.
Here's how it works. You solve a problem quickly. The next problem get routed to you because the higher person above you notice it. And you also solve that problem quickly as well. Not because anyone made that conscious decision to make you do that, but because the path of least resistance is you. So when the problem arises, guess who they go to? And usually that's not always malicious, right? It doesn't have to be. In fact, it's simply efficient for everyone except for you. Now, over time, your capacity becomes a shared resource, not on paper, not officially, but in practice. Your time and energy are being drawn by people who did not earn access to them and have no reason to conserve them. Now, that itself is the extraction model. You produce, they absorb, and the system rewards everyone except for keeping that arrangement exactly as is. Most people caught in this pattern have the wrong explanation for it. Here are the three most common patterns. Myth 1, I just need to work smarter and not harder. This frames it as a personal efficiency problem. Your efficiency is already high. That is why you've been overworked in the first place. Working smarter does not change the fact that your output is being routed towards other people's priorities. That itself means that you are not efficient. You are just simply unprotected. Myth Number 2, if I keep performing, it will fix itself. It's the most expensive belief most high performers can hold. That situation will not fix itself. There's no self-correcting mechanism in place that will ever fix that system. And the system that handles benefits from your overextension, you overworking yourself. Strong performance does not protect you. It earns you more demand from others to request you for what they need for you to do. Now think about what that means. Every time you see expectations given to you by others, you raise the floor for what is expected of you next. That's not a reward structure. That itself is a trap. Myth 3, speaking up will make it worse. This one is partially true, which is exactly what makes it dangerous. Speaking up without a plan will make things worse. Absolutely. An emotional complaint creates instability among everyone, both you and whoever you're speaking to. A very request for help signals weakness, but a structured, specific conversation about your workload and priorities is different. That is not a complaint. That's managing your situation like a professional, like a person who knows what they're trying to do or what they're trying to accomplish. The myth of speaking up is not risky. The myth of staying quiet is safer for you. But guess what? It's not. Silence itself is just slower damage to your current situation. These are not theory. These are specific behaviors that can change the dynamic. Step 1, name your capacity ceiling. Most people operate as if their capacity is unlimited because they never said otherwise. The first thing you have to do is make your ceiling visible. That does not require confrontation, it requires a conversation. What does that mean? Ask yourself, here's what I'm currently carrying. Here's what I can take on without the quality drop. Which of these are a priority? Now, the question does two things. One, it puts a prioritization decision on the person who's assigned that work where it belongs and establishes that your time is finite and manage, not open-ended and available. Now, do this consistently and you stop being the path of least resistance. You become someone whose time requires a deliberate decision to access. Strategy 2, stop absorbing problems that will not hand it to you. High performers have a pattern. They see a problem, they fix it fast without being asked. This feels like initiative. In reality, it is unpaid labor that trains people around you to expect unpaid labor. Every time you absorb a problem within you that was not formally given to you, you are expanding the underscored scope of your role without expanding your pay, title, or your right to say no. Now, start tracking what you solve versus what you were asked to solve. The gap between those two numbers is the extraction. Closing the gap is not laziness, it is accuracy. Strategy 3, make the cost of your output visible. The extraction model survives because your work look effortless. And when something look effortless, it feels free. Free resources get used without restraint. Now, you need to make this cost visible, not by complaining, but by reporting. For example, I finished X, took Y hours to get it done. I push Z to next week. That's an example. That's it. Simple, factual, no drama. This does not make you look slow. It makes your work look legible, and it turns a visible effort into something that people above you can account for. Over time, it changes how your capacity is perceived and how it gets requested. The extraction model does not require a bad manager or a broken organization. It requires a high performer who has never drawn that line, in a system that has learned to operate right up until the edge of one. If you're exhausted, and the question is not what you need to do differently, the question is what you have been tolerating that you should not be tolerating. That is not a motivation problem. That is a clarity problem. And if you are somebody who runs emotion and logic and not sympathy or motivation, then this channel is for you. Subscribe and check out the next video whenever it comes out. See you soon.
Thanks for tuning in. Remember, growth doesn't need an audience. Keep moving in silence and let the work echo later. Catch you on the next one.